right, so this should be chapter 4. We're starting here with Never Just Trolls. This is the Rewriting Ripley article that is to take down the people that don't like Disney Star Wars. the sequel trilogy, or I don't know, the J.J. Abrams Star Wars, however you want to say it. And it's all part of a vast right-wing conspiracy. I think Chelsea Clinton has to be rewriting this. Oh, why are politics involved in Star Wars, y'all? I can't figure this one out. All right, so this is their neat little infographic here. We got Never Just Trolls, the reactionary right-wing network behind the Bannon of the alt-right pipeline. Here we got Steve Bannon, executive chairman of Breitbart News. Breitbart, I think it was his first name was Brett? Maybe Breitbart? Breitbart. He got killed, I think, right? He died? He went somewhere? I don't know. I might be confusing a conspiracy there. Sorry. But anyway, Steve Bannon, I think if I'm to have him right, he was a producer of Seinfeld. So this guy's like, he's been everywhere, right? He's like worth like $500 million or something. It's ridiculously awesome. So evidently, though, he is the emperor of all this. Peter Brimlow, I don't know him. What he looks like he's growing a wool for a sweater on his head. Milo, I can't pronounce Milo's last name. I'm not even gonna try. They got the worst picture you ever seen in your life of him. I mean, he looks like Robert Downey Jr. in Less Than Zero. Oh my gosh. And then Ben Shapiro. I don't think Ben Shapiro's right wing. I think he's an opportunist. I know a lot of people like him. Great. That's awesome. Good for you. I'm just not a big fan of his. Oh, wait a second here. There's something I did see down here. It's the circles here. They spread hate against Lucasfilm employees in Star Wars trilogy. So if you have a circle, they are hate spreaders. Okay, so Ben Shapiro hates Lucasfilm employees, and he just hired Gina Carano to do a documentary movie. So I don't know who a lot of these people are. I don't know Dave Rubin. Blaze TV. See, that's another. What's the guy's name? I can't think of him right now. Glenn Beck. Gosh, sorry. That's in Blaze TV. That's Glenn Beck stuff. And see, Glenn Beck's another one. I don't think he's conservative. I know he wasn't when he was a shock jock. Anyway, Paul Kersey, never heard of him. I don't know who this VDare Foundation or VDare.com is. Richard Spencer, don't know him. I think one of these guys they did like Occupy Wall Street, and then they had something to do with the Charlottesville weird deal there. I don't even know what it was called. I paid so little attention to it because I was like, this whole thing's a scam. But until somebody dies, which was horrendous. I think she died. I don't know what happened with the trial there, because I heard originally she had died of other complications, but who knows? All right, so I don't know these guys though. Doesn't matter. They those two spread anti-George Lucas stuff. Mike Cernovich, he's no right winger. This guy, he goes wherever there is controversy, so he can play on the emotions and stay controversial. I don't know. Another thing, I just barely don't. Jack Prosabiec, I have no idea who this guy is. Jordan Peterson, I think I've heard of him because of his 12 Rules for Life. I think I've heard of it. I think he's just like an inspirational speaker. Isn't he like Canadian maybe? I don't know. Alex Jones, this guy's a hoot, okay? Like, I thought he was a comedy dude. I mean, he's just one of those people that like are always around. You know, he's that guy at the party that you're like, oh gosh, don't start talking to him or he'll never stop. He's in small dosages, it's funny, right? I don't know what. Evidently, he doesn't spread the hate. Paul Joseph Watson, this guy is hilarious. Great videos on YouTube. Very articulate. The guy is right about American politics, and yet he's British. When you meet a British person who come over and they start analyzing, and they were able to correctly nail American politics, they're some of the smartest, well, at least they're the smartest sounding people you'll come into. Comic artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver. This guy's like the Rush Limbaugh of comics, okay? I call him the Rush Limbaugh because the guy, well, he's got an incredible voice. It's not jacked up like mine. And he's extremely intelligent. He knows exactly what he's saying. But you can tell he's saying it naturally. He's not having to think about what he's saying. He's not thinking about what's the right thing to say or the right thing to do. He just does what comes natural. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to accomplish. But he does. He has an incredible voice. I don't know why it looks like he's in a shoe store right here in that photo. But yeah, Ethan Van Sciver is awesome. I was listening to him last night. The quartering. The guy's got a lot of news videos. I mean, really is all I would take about it. I don't think anyone listens to him for political analysis. I know I used to, and then my algorithm got messed up to where everything was the quartering. And so I had to actually unfollow him to get it so it wasn't taking up all my video space. But yeah, like he was always very reserved about talking about politics. It was weird. So I don't know why he's in here. I never really heard him say anything. I don't remember him saying much Star Wars stuff. Now Jeremy here with Geeks and Gamers. This guy's passionate. He's like the guy that in high school you knew that just learned something that blew his mind. And man, is he all about it. It's like he is just balls to the wall, just, all for it. And that's all I know about it. Tim Pool, I listened to him for a while. I've known about him for a while. He's like Alex Jones of the left, is what I thought of. Kind of conspiracy theory sounding. Just I knew about him from what is it, the place in Missouri? Gosh, I forgot, with Michael Brown, the Ferguson riots. But he's kind of like drifted away from like an ideology to more about like you see with him like the Adam Smith invisible hand, where he's like what's best for the individual is best for everybody. And it's been an interesting progress for him. But I mean, I've never heard him say anything negative about Star Wars. He's all he does is he finds an article. He's doing what I'm doing right now. He finds an article and he talks about it. Oh well, let's go into what they say. So these are in the red. These people are the hate people. I don't know if these people, if this article's about Star Wars, why is it about why are there like non-red circle people here, right? I mean, shouldn't it all be red circle? I mean, what did other people do? All right, let's get into this real quick because this sucker is long, unfortunately. Let's see here. Define 21st century culture wars. I mean, God, culture wars. Gamergate, Cambridge Analytica, and the rise of the alt-right. Yeah, the rise happened in 2016 when Hillary Clinton introduced the term. Because of a frog. A stupid frog that someone had memed. In 2018, revelations about the UK-based data firm Cambridge Analytica revealed that the firm had used data from 50 million Facebook profiles to target users with personalized and politically driven advertisements. The ads were often racist in nature. I don't do Facebook. It's very geriatric. When I'm on there, I'm like, God, this is. I mean, I'm surprised we haven't heard the story where the person got on Facebook and saw nudes of their grandparents. Okay, because it's just so geriatric feeling. Fueling the spread of white supremacy and racist fear into mainstream, and successfully manipulating presidential elections in Africa, India, UK, and the US. So in Africa, in case y'all didn't know this article about Star Wars is telling you that in Africa, white supremacy is spreading. Oh, what a bunch of... At the center of the controversy was Steve Bannon, who doesn't have a red circle, former White House chief strategist for Donald Trump. Ooh, Orange Man bad. I'm so tired of hearing about it. Former executive chairman of far-right media site Breitbart News, how you say it. The former vice president of Cambridge and former vice president of Cambridge Analytica. Okay, so Steve Bannon, Cambridge Analytica, that's the connection there. Bannon is credited by the whistleblowers of the Cambridge Analytica scandal. I might even know the scandal. I've heard of them, but man, I mean, who pays attention to this stuff? Again, I'm watching Star Wars. I'm not paying attention to Cambridge Analytica, right? Who sought to destabilize governments in influential regions around the world. So they sought to destabilize governments in influential regions. So they're Pinky in the Brain. If you don't know Pinky in the Brain, look it up. It's a great cartoon. The only cartoon here is so far is the author of this thing. They worked really, really hard to push a political agenda, looks like, instead of talking about Star Wars. Christopher Wiley, a data scientist for Cambridge Analytica, states that Bannon was interested in the firm because Bannon follows it. Oh, wait a second. He was the... One day I'm going to do a video on people who drive their cars without mufflers. Then it will be a glorious rant that day. But until then, back onto Rewriting Ripley. So he was the vice president of Cambridge Analytica. Then it says Bannon was interested in the firm. So Bannon just walks in one day and says, "All right, you don't know me, but I'm your new vice president." I'll send $1 to anybody who tries that and see if it works. Golly. The firm, I see here, because Bannon follows this idea of the Breitbart doctrine, which if you want to change politics, you first have to change culture. And Bannon wanted the weapons to fight a culture war. So, Cambridge Analytica, who I've really never heard of in my life, they're the weapons of culture war. Again, I guess they got lightsabers or something, right? Bannon's culture war against progressive politics was also fought as executive chairman of Breitbart News, radical conservative site. Didn't know they're radical. What makes a radical? Like, I'm going to have to start having examples. Like a radical news site would mean like you have like an editorial that has an extreme ideology. So what would you have to go? I mean, what's the last extreme right-wing Republican, or the most extreme right-wing Republican, has been Abraham Lincoln. Is that right? So you have to go back to the Lincoln doctrines. I don't know. Right wing of white supremacy, anti-identity politics, and anti-liberal journalism into the mainstream. You realize that, like, the First Amendment was based on bringing up controversial ideas so people can talk about them and be aware of them. And man has always done what's best. They always have what's best in their hearts. So they talk about them and then they push them out, right? Like, okay, we know what you are. I don't want you around. I'm not going to listen to that ideology. That's so weird. Bringing the ideas into the mainstream. Wow. Breitbart's success leverages a long timeline of conservative outrage media culture and harms about Rush Limbaugh and Roger Ailes, Fox News, blah, blah. None of this George Lucas hasn't been mentioned once so far. Timeline of outrage media. Oh, jeez Louise. Are you kidding me? I've never seen this. I'm reading this with y'all. When did Lucas sell? Was that in 2008? No, it wasn't. It was in like 12, right? Or 14. So, oh, here we go. 12, 14. This is, so the first time I see anything that has, oh, right here. There we go. So before you see, they go all the way back to 1984. Rush Limbaugh starts his controversial radio show. When he started his show, it was controversial because it was on AM. And it wasn't about sports, and it wasn't about preaching. Okay? When was the last time you listened to AM radio? Those are the third thing. You always had sports. You always had a preacher. And then you got Rush Limbaugh. The first time this timeline has anything to do with what this article is about is 2014. So they went back a lot of years. 34 years. I had to use my toes to count. A concentrated online harassment campaign begins against female video game developer Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu. Brianna is not a Brianna, by the way. She's a Brian, right? Brian? As well as feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian. I know that name. How do I know that name? I know Zoe Quinn. So Zoe Quinn, my understanding is, all right, hang on a second. The campaign takes place in Reddit, 4chan, Twitter, under the tag Gamergate. My loose understanding of this whole Gamergate thing, because I wasn't paying attention, I kind of fell out of video games, had a lot of other stuff going on, school, stuff like that. So, 2014, I'm thinking, let's see here, if I remember Gamergate, what I remember of it is that a guy made a game. This is the simple version of this. A guy made a game. No, I take it back. A girl made a game. That's right. It was Zoe Quinn. She made a game. And the game sucked. Or she was going to make a game and was trying to raise money for it. And I think she made it and it sucked. Probably. So she goes and she gets this guy who's a journalist for some, gaming website, magazine maybe still at the time, I don't know. And she sleeps with him. And they aren't counting sheep type sleeping. We're talking about verbiage sleeping. So, then I think there was, he falls he's the typical nerd, right? A woman touched him. So he's in love, and she, I think, went for somebody else who happened to be a writer and was reviewing her game. So that's how she got her game sold. Hey, everybody, come out here and play this game. It's really great. No, don't pay attention to all those parts that look like they suck. Because that's not the kind of sucking I'm worried about. Do you see how stupid it is? So anyway, she has tried to, ever since then, morph herself into the victim, and it's kind of picked up steam. So let's see here. In September, the following month, discussion sympathizing with Zoe Quinn from a mailing list of gaming journalists called Game Journal Pros is leaked and published on the Breitbart News website. Milo and Gamergate supporters see the mailing list as evidence of collusion among journalists. Well, yeah, it is. I hate to tell you this, but it's like, hey, you sleep with me. Now think about this. Let's reverse roles. She is offering to sleep with somebody to get her game positive reviews. What if a reviewer went to her and said, "Hey, baby, come here. I gotta talk to you." You get my drift here? I mean, at that point, it's the reviewer. It's the person who has the ability to publish something about a nobody that has the power. She realized, she took that power, she flipped it. Because she realized that women have power. It's really weird. I mean, it's not weird. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyway, so you have some people out there that are working really hard, and they don't have the ability to sleep with game journalists to get reviews. They have a really good, every right in their bone, every right possible to be upset. And then when you, the game journalists, are telling other game journalists, hey, listen, remember that time I bought you dinner, or remember that time when that chick, the next day ended up being a dude, I kept my mouth shut. The time you hooked up with Brianna Wu. Hey, I need you to do a positive on this review for me. I'll tell you more about it later on, So, I mean, these people, it's a leak. It's a leaked document. This is the same thing as like the cigarette companies or, what was the one? There's always a scandal. They leak out the emails, right? Hunter Biden, he had emails leaked. So it just happens to go on Breitbart News. That doesn't make them right wing. Okay? That makes them journalists. 2015, Breitbart launches Breitbart Tech, which focuses on internet culture, tech gaming, esports, and managed and edited by Milo. That doesn't make it bad, people. I mean, you saw Steve Bannon. Look, this guy. You think that guy knows anything about the internet? Oh my gosh. Oh wait, who are these? Let's see here. Let's see, his daughter Rebecca, influence and involvement with politicians have grown since 2011. Citizens United verdict, putting limits for corporations and individuals donating to politicians. Don't know. They're just, that Rebecca looks familiar. I'll figure it out later. Doesn't matter. So anyway, great. So that's where you are. We are now, because of Rush Limbaugh in 1984. God bless you, Rush. He started the move against chicks selling their bodies for game reviews. Dude, this A does not equal B here, people. Oh, jeez. All right. I'm going to stop it here. Come back to chapter 5 next. I've been running a little long, but it's a long-ass story. And we'll start here. We'll have what is Gamergate, and we'll see if I was right or not. Anyway, subscribe. Let's follow this through. All right. Let's get my numbers go up. Your numbers go up. Love you guys, and may the force be with you. Peace out.